There's a kind of beauty that doesn't need to shout. It doesn't depend on bold lipstick, shimmering highlights, or the latest trends from the runway. It's quieter, more subtle, more powerful. And yet, sometimes, we forget. We follow advice from beauty influencers half our age. We try to keep up with what's in. And before we know it, we've layered on things we never needed. Not because we lack taste, but because we're told we need more to stay visible. More gloss, more lashes, more sparkle, more everything. But here's the truth. True elegance, especially after 60, has very little to do with adding and everything to do with refining. Today, I want to gently walk with you through a few small details, the kind that seem harmless, even beautiful at first glance, but maybe quietly chipping away at the graceful image you want to present. From makeup that overwhelms instead of enhances, to scents that linger just a little too long, to jewelry or fabrics that tell a story you didn't mean to share. This isn't about judgment, it's about awareness, and it's about reclaiming the quiet power that lives in simplicity, softness, and self-trust. Because when you walk into a room with calm confidence and intentional beauty, people don't just see you, they feel you. Let's start with the face, because that's often where the story begins, where people look first, where impressions quietly form. And here's the truth. Makeup is powerful. A touch of color can bring life back to tired eyes. A soft blush can warm the entire face. A well-chosen lipstick can lift the mood in seconds. But somewhere along the way, subtle turned into showy. And now, what we often see online, especially from beauty influencers, isn't really made for everyday life. It's made for cameras, for clicks, for attention, the heavy contour, the overly glossy lips, the glittery highlights. It's dramatic, yes, but is it elegant? Not always. On mature skin, too much shine can actually highlight what we'd rather soften. Thick foundation settles into fine lines. Glossy lips can look sticky rather than fresh. Overdrawn eyebrows or heavy eye makeup can overwhelm the face, making it look less refined, not more youthful. And more importantly, it can send the wrong message. And though instead of, "I feel confident," it whispers, "I'm trying hard to be seen." But you don't need to try so hard, because your face, just as it is now, has depth, character, warmth, and makeup, when used gently, should support that, not cover it. So what does that look like? It's skin that looks like skin, lightly evened out, not erased. It's blush that mimics a natural flush, not a contour map. It's lips that look soft, touchable, quietly defined. It's eyes that sparkle, not from glitter, but from being well-rested and seen. Less performance, more presence. Because the most beautiful faces in the room aren't always the most painted ones. They're the ones you feel drawn to without knowing why. The ones that speak with softness, not shimmer. And maybe yours is one of them. Once you stop trying to impress and simply let yourself glow, our hands say a lot before we ever speak. They gesture, they comfort, they greet. They hold the stories of our days, from buttoning a blouse to cradling a grandchild's face. And yet we often overlook how much they reveal about our style, our mood, even our values. In recent years, manicures have become louder. Long, sculpted nails, bold, neon colors, intricate patterns with rhinestones, decals, even cartoon art. It's fun, it's expressive, but is it elegant? Not always. Because here's what often happens. Even when your outfit is classic, even when your jewelry is tasteful, a flashy set of nails can quietly pull the whole look in another direction. It becomes the one thing people notice, instead of the harmony you worked so thoughtfully to create. And more than that, it can signal something you didn't mean to say, that you're chasing trends, that you're trying to be seen, that you're not sure simplicity is enough. But it is. Short to medium nails in a soft shape, oval or almond, speak volumes about care and intention. A clean buffed finish, a muted rose, a warm nude, or even a deep classic red. These don't scream, they whisper. They say, "I know who I am," not "look at me." And if you still love a touch of personality, try a single accent nail, a subtle shimmer, a quiet detail, Because when your nails complement your presence rather than compete with it, you give your elegance room to breathe. And sometimes the smallest things say the most. Scent is invisible, but unforgettable. It lingers after you've left. It speaks without a word. It has the power to soothe, to intrigue, or to overwhelm. And the kind of fragrance you wear says something about how you see yourself. In recent years, many perfumes have leaned toward the playful. Sweet notes like vanilla frosting, bubble gum, cotton candy, scents that remind us of youth, of innocence, of sugar. But here's the gentle truth. What smells charming on a teenager may feel out of place on a grown, elegant woman. When a fragrance is too sweet, too loud, or applied too heavily, it can quietly send the wrong signal. It can say, I want to be noticed, instead of I know who I am. It can draw attention, yes, but not always the kind you want. Because elegance, real elegance, is discovered, not declared. So what does a refined scent feel like? It's jasmine at dusk, soft iris or rose, grounded in a whisper of musk, a powdery finish. A woody note that stays close to the skin. It doesn't announce your arrival. It invites someone to lean in. And the way you wear it matters just as much. One spray on your wrist, a gentle press behind the ear, or a walk through the mist, so it settles like memory, not perfume. Because the most elegant women don't leave a trail, they leave an impression. And the right scent doesn't cover who you are. It deepens the experience of you. Jewelry is often called the final touch. A small detail that completes the whole picture, a pair of earrings, a delicate chain, a simple ring worn day after day. These pieces don't need to be flashy to be powerful. In fact, the most elegant jewelry rarely tries to steal attention. It quietly enhances what's already there. But when jewelry is poorly made, when it tarnishes, turns green, or flakes after a few wears, it speaks louder than it should. Even a polished outfit can lose its refinement if the metal on your wrist has faded, or if your fingers are marked by green stains. It's not about money. Some of the most beautiful pieces are affordable. But elegance always lives in the details. And cheap-looking jewelry, especially when it looks worn, tells a story of rushing, of settling, of good enough, even when you meant the opposite. So how do we shift that? First, think simple. A fine chain, a pearl stud, a gold-toned band that holds its color. These speak of quiet discernment, not extravagance. Second, care for what you own. Wipe down pieces after wearing. Keep them away from water and perfume. And when something starts to fade, it's okay to let it go. Elegance doesn't require a drawer full of jewels. It only asks that what you wear feels intentional. Because jewelry shouldn't fight for attention. It should live close to your skin. It should move with you. It should whisper, not shout. And when it does, you don't just look put together, you feel it. You can wear the most beautiful coat, a tailored blazer, a cashmere wrap in your favorite neutral tone. But if it's covered in lint, pet hair, or tiny fabric pills, the story it tells changes. Because no matter how elegant the design, if the fabric looks tired, you do too. It's a quiet kind of sabotage. The kind we don't always notice in the mirror, but others do. A sweater with fuzzballs on the arms, a black dress with white specks clinging to the hem, a coat that's wrinkled, like it hasn't been worn with intention. And none of these things mean you lack style. They mean life is full, busy, real, sometimes messy. But here's where elegance lives, not in perfection, but in attention. When you care for what you wear, even the most casual outfit starts to feel elevated. So what can you do? Start small. A fabric shaver for your sweaters, a lint roller by the front door, a quick steam, or a gentle press on the pieces you love most. It doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be conscious, because when your clothes look cared for, you look considered. And that says something. It says, I take pride in showing up. I respect where I'm going. I value how I feel in my own skin. You don't need designer labels for that. You just need softness, without neglect. Structure, without stiffness. Because true elegance doesn't require new clothes. Just a little more love for the ones you already have. Hair has a presence all its own. It frames your face. It moves when you move. It tells people more about you than you may realize. But sometimes, in our effort to look polished, we style it into silence. Curls that don't budge, updos that look pinned into place, volume that defies gravity, held by layers of spray, heat, and hold. It may look impressive, but does it look approachable? Does it move with you, or does it sit on you? The truth is, when hair feels stiff or over-constructed, it sends a message. I'm trying hard to be perfect. And often, perfection feels distant. But elegance doesn't need that kind of effort. In fact, it often resists it. It prefers softness, movement, a sense of ease, the kind of style that says, I take care of myself without trying to control everything. So what does that look like? A smooth bob with natural flow, a soft wave that brushes the shoulders, a clean ponytail or bun that still lets a few strands breathe. Even a short crop, well-shaped, can speak volumes, because it's not the style that matters most. It's the feeling behind it. When your hair moves, you seem more alive. When it looks healthy instead of hard, you look at peace, not on display. And that's what draws people in. Not the effort, but the ease. So the next time you style your hair, ask not, is this perfect, but does this feel like me? Relaxed, refined, real? Because when your hair reflects who you are, you don't need a single spray to hold attention. You already have it. Our skin holds stories. Some are told through laughter lines, some through freckles from summers long past, and for some women, through tattoos, symbols of strength, freedom, or deeply personal memories. There's nothing wrong with ink. A single tattoo can be meaningful, elegant, even poetic, a quiet reminder of who you are or what you've survived. But as with all things in style, it's not just what you wear. It's how much and how it's seen. When tattoos begin to cover large areas, arms, neck, chest, or hands, they stop being quiet details. They become the main visual story. And sometimes that story competes with the softness, the elegance, the presence that you've worked so thoughtfully to cultivate. It's not about hiding who you are. It's about asking, what do I want people to notice first? Your warm eyes, your calm energy, your graceful posture, or a sleeve of bold ink that demands attention before you've even said a word? Because elegance often lives in restraint, in allowing space, in letting one detail shine while others step back. If you already have tattoos and love them, that's beautiful, but consider how you balance them in your overall appearance. Soft fabrics, minimal jewelry, natural makeup, these can all help quiet the visual noise and return the focus to you, not just the art on your skin. Because you are more than your ink. You are the canvas, and the way you carry it matters most. You can wear the perfect outfit, your makeup can be soft and elegant, your hairstyle just right, but if your body is saying, I'm unsure, that's what people will remember. Because before we speak, we communicate, with our posture, with our gestures, with the space we take up, or don't, fidgeting hands, eyes that dart away too quickly, arms crossed tightly against the chest, a voice that trails off, even when the words are right. All of these small things whisper the same message. I'm not fully comfortable here. And that energy is felt before a word is ever heard. But here's the truth no one tells us enough. Confidence isn't something you have to perform. It's something you grow into, quietly, day by day. And it doesn't have to be loud to be powerful. Sometimes the most elegant thing a woman can do is simply take a breath, lift her chin, uncross her arms, and trust that she belongs exactly where she is. If you catch yourself shrinking, start by noticing, not judging, just noticing. Let your hands rest gently. Meet someone's gaze without rushing away. Allow pauses in your speech. Space gives your words weight. Because elegance isn't just in how you look, it's in how you hold space, how you carry your presence, how you speak, without needing to fill every silence. And when your body says, I trust myself, the room will respond, even before you say a word. After everything we've explored together, the makeup, the nails, the scent, the clothes, the posture, There's one truth that rises to the surface. Elegance is not about adding, it's about refining. It's not the high-shine lip gloss or the towering heels or the intricate hairstyle. It's not the perfect manicure or the trendiest fragrance. It's not the jewelry that sparkles under lights or the outfit that screams, "Look at me." It's in the opposite direction, in the softness, in the space, in the quiet confidence that says, "I know who I am. I don't need to prove it." So many women, especially after 50, 60, 70, feel the pressure to stay relevant, to stay visible, to keep up. But the irony is, in trying so hard to hold on to youth, we sometimes lose the power that only age can give us. And that power doesn't live in excess. It lives in restraint, in choice, in the courage to simplify. Each of the habits we discussed today isn't wrong. They're just signs that somewhere along the way you may have stopped trusting your own presence. But it's still there. Beneath the extra shimmer, beneath the high-volume hair and the statement nails, beneath the too sweet perfume or the stiff body language, you haven't lost your elegance. You've just let it get a little buried. And the beautiful part, it takes very little to bring it back. A gentler touch, a cleaner line, a more natural finish, a pause before speaking, a breath before entering the room. When you trust your features, your energy, your rhythm, you stop performing. You arrive. That's what people feel. That's what they remember. Not the perfect shade of lipstick, but the way you made the room feel more grounded just by being in it. So the next time you look in the mirror, don't ask, "What should I fix?" Ask, "What can I release? What can I soften? What can I allow to simply be?" Because true elegance isn't loud. It doesn't chase attention. It doesn't age. It evolves, and you, just as you are now, are more than enough.